Good afternoon. Thanks for taking the time to meet with me. I'd like to discuss the current challenges and issues with the U.S. oncology support structure and make some suggestions or recommendations for things that we can do to improve. Currently, we have a very small team. We have a very large ticket volume, and our team is getting lost. Part of the reason why we're getting lost is there's no standardization that's in place for support processes, and there's nothing that's really documented out. And as a result of this, we have five analysts who do things five different ways. We currently are receiving roughly 1,500 tickets a month, and on average, 20 to 25% of the tickets are requests to reopen things that have been resolved or requests to take another look at what somebody has done, usually because they haven't done what the market needs. But another analyst would know what the market needs and would have done their ticket the first time. This is not working efficiently. This isn't working effectively. And standardization would be a great way to get everybody working better. You know, we have dictionary entries that are done, and there's no consistency. There's no process that's in place for naming. There's no process that's in place for filing the data to make sure everything is working effectively. And that can have a downstream effect to reports generated. There are scenarios that have happened in the last 6 months where a report is almost double in size because the name used in a dictionary has results in overflow. There's been problems with user accounts because the person didn't know that there was a market specific role that they needed to put in place. This is a problem, and it's a problem that has led to an increase in turnaround time for tickets. It's led to an increase in siloing where analysts will hoard ticket volume, ticket types. Well, that's my ticket, or that's this person's ticket. With the size of the team and the volume of what's coming in, we cannot afford to have siloing. We cannot afford to have increased turnaround. Increased turnaround results in us breaking the SLA for this client. When this market comes up for renewal and the contract starts getting looked at, one of the first things they're going to do is they're going to want to pull the SLAs for the tickets. And if we can't show a good faith effort to meet SLA, that puts the company in a very bad position. We need to do everything we can to ensure that that doesn't happen. If we go the path of creation of a support manual where all the processes are documented out and maintained, that will put us on better footing. That'll put us on more solid footing. It's going to be hard because we have five analysts who know the system, they know their jobs well. However, they all do their own thing. And there's going to be things that they're going to have to learn to do differently from what they've historically done. I am confident that the people on the team will be able to do it because of their skill sets and their knowledge and where they're coming from. But it needs to happen. It needs to happen sooner rather than later for the very simple fact that in the next 2 years, another 12 markets are coming online. If we don't get a handle on this now, if we don't get this documented out and the process in place for going forward for maintenance of the document and everything else, we will be lost. We need to get out of fireman mode. We need to stop being reactive and we need to become proactive with our work. The creation of this manual and the processes involved will put us in a proactive stance, which is what we need, which is what the company needs. There's documentation attached to the meeting, which goes over some of the highlights of the issues. As you can see, a lot of it's straightforward stuff. It's, user accounts, dictionaries, Because at the end of the day, that's what it is. That's what the system support is it's supporting the data that's in the system. But if we're not doing it properly, it's putting us at a disadvantage. So we need to map out a starting point for the project. We need to map out ETAs. We need to map out a solid time frame. Solid time frame shouldn't be that hard to do with this. It's we have a set of people who know the system. We have a set of people who know the product. All we need to do is show them a different way of doing it. The time frame that I see for this project from day one to completion of the support manual is 6 months. This is very manageable. This is very doable. It will involve all of us, but I firmly believe that it can happen. We have people on the team who are subject matter experts in their respective applications and modules on the system. We have them be the documentarian. They document out the process. And once they're done, that document then goes to the team. And then if there's things that are done differently, we map those out. And then once everybody's chimed in on the process, we then have a team meeting. Okay, which process do we want to work with? And that becomes the standard. Once we do this, once we get everything in place and signed off on, we then document it out using company letterhead, company process for the manuals, and then support and maintenance of that document becomes part of the weekly get-togethers. Anything that's changed gets documented out, and that document gets updated. We have to get a handle on this, everybody. We have to. There is no ifs, there is no ands, there is no buts. We are a small, lean shop. We can do this. We can. The trick is going to be finding the time. But anything we're doing is worth doing right. This is worth doing. We are fortunate that we all get to work remotely. But the downside of that is we're all working remotely. We're not in each other's space. So we tend to forget we aren't a team of one. We are a team of 5. We are a team of 5 who has a lot of tickets being flung at us on a daily basis. We can do this. I know we can. With the support of the management and directors who are overseeing Support Matrix, I know we can make this happen. We can make this document work. And once we do this, it will become part of the go-live process for going forward for new markets. Because we can then meet with the build team and say, okay, here's our support Bible. What do you have for the new market that is different than this? And we can help build, get on the same page as support, which will benefit us even more. Thanks for taking the time. I know we all have a lot going on. So review the attached documentation. If you need me for anything, I'm available by email. I'm available by Teams. If you have my phone number, call me. Like everybody else, my phone is always by my head and it's always charged. So, okay, time to get back to work, everybody. Have a great one, and I will talk to you soon.